everybody trying to get their thing together.
Well, you see that they're trying to get their life together. You're just going to just bring the show on. Gosh. Just bring the show on. Yes, again. I know. Morning USA! Yo, 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, TJ Andy.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Thursday!
This guy right here still thinks it's Wednesday.
I forgot, man. I was on the West Coast the past couple of days. I ain't even know what was going on when I walked in here this morning.
It's
Thursday, right?
Today's Thursday.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. Y'all read that article Quincy Jones did in Revolt, right?
Yes.
Drop on the cool bombs for Quincy Jones. That was an amazing interview.
I love the fact when people get older, they just don't care. They just tell the truth about everything.
Trust me, Quincy been like that his whole life. But now that he's 85, he just really letting that truth fly. My daddy's the same way. My daddy's 60 something, and he the same exact way.
Yeah, just letting things fly.
Just letting it fly.
Michael Jackson was greedy. You know he was a thief. I said, whoa, Quincy.
I'm not going to say he was a thief, but I mean, I've said things like that before.
He said he was greedy. That's what Quincy Jones said about Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he said he stole a lot of things.
Because he was greedy.
But people always, you know how they knock Beyonce, they'll knock Beyonce, oh, Beyonce got writers, and I'm like, yo, Michael Jackson had writers too.
Absolutely.
Like, why do we act like he didn't?
Right?
Michael Jackson had Stevie Wonder writing for him, Quincy Jones producing for him. He was immensely talented. But just as manufactured as any other artist.
And who knew at 70, 80 years old, he was still swinging that thing around?
Who? Quincy. Well, we should all hope for that. We got a penis.
Well, in the group chat, what we were talking about was him saying that he was talking about Marlon Brando sleeping with Marvin Gaye and sleeping with Richard Pryor. So
wait, that wasn't our group chat. I wasn't in that group chat.
Not our group chat. So we discussed that in the group chat, but one person in the group chat was like, I really thought that Quincy Jones was just making things up until Richard Pryor's widow came out and was like, yeah.
So why? That lets me know nobody knows anything about Richard Pryor. Have you ever read Richard Pryor's autobiography or heard anything about Richard? Richard admits to having relationships with men before. Richard tells you how he had a relationship for 2 weeks with a transgender transsexual.
Trans woman.
Yeah. No, I don't know what he used to call him back then, but he had penis, whatever it was.
Yeah,
so he was with her back then. So I mean, it's like, I don't know why that surprised me. And James Baldwin definitely shouldn't surprise you.
Right.
Shit before.
But some of the younger generation probably didn't read that or are not that familiar.
Now Marvin Gaye, he put an E on the end of that gay, but hey man, it is what it is. Does that stop Let's Get It On and Sexual Healing from being two of the greatest set the mood right records ever? Nope.
Well, her whole point was that once Richard Pryor's widow came out and was like, yeah, that's true. I mean, we're putting out some more information this year and some more of his journals.
It was on drugs, man. It was on coke. It was on Quaaludes. She said that too. She said that they were so high they'd have sex with a radiator. It didn't matter. A hole was a hole. Okay? That's all it was. Alright? And you know what I hate? I don't like Quincy Jones saying that Marlon Brando effed James Baldwin and Marvin Gaye and Richard Pryor.
Right.
Because I want it to be the other way around. James Baldwin and Marvin Gaye F Marlon Brando. We will not let history have Marlon Brando as a power top and our heroes as soft bottoms. Okay? Our heroes are the power tops. He's the soft bottom.
Now I'm kind of thinking, because he had that island of Brando, which I went to this summer, right? Which is a private island.
What does it smell like?
You know what? Tony Rock will be joining us this morning. We're going to kick it with Tony Rock.
Oh, hey!
After comedian. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't.
Tony,
Chris and
Jordan are my distant cousins. Okay? His mom confirmed it. We all know this. This is nothing new. Alright?
I love when family members confirm things.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Alright. And we got front page news. What are we talking about?
Well, we are going to be talking about if you were a dominatrix, is it okay to be a cop? We'll tell you about a woman who lost her job.
Okay, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club.
What's happening?
Front page news. So let's talk about this dominatrix you were talking about, Yee.
Yes, a woman has lost her job, Kristen Hyman, yesterday because she previously appeared in bondage films as a dominatrix and still was seeing clients on the side. Now, at first the department suspended her. She was a cop, but now they have decided to fire her. Court documents say that she told investigators she never actually appeared naked, and she also didn't perform sex acts in the videos.
So what was it, like a moral clause?
Because
Dominatrix ain't illegal.
Well, they're saying because she didn't disclose this information. I don't know.
You gotta disclose what you like in the bedroom or what you like to do. That's
I guess
weird.
because she appeared in films and still was seeing clients on the side.
I don't understand.
I don't
why she
know,
got
but-
fired.
Sounds like she got a lawsuit. Where was this in?
It's New Jersey City, New Jersey.
I need to know more. Somebody fill me in on the details.
All right, and by the way, there could be a government shutdown again today if they don't come to a decision. So I'm just putting that out there just
I
in
don't even
case
care.
they have until midnight.
And all
So.
this Black Panther come out next week. That's all I care about. Black Panther still coming out next week?
Yes.
Okay.
And then another thing that just happened is that the House did pass a scale back of the menu calorie count rules. Now you guys know when you go to a restaurant and it has the calories in the meal, that was all because of the Affordable Care Act. Food establishments still have until May 7th to comply with requirements to add calorie information labels to the food items that they serve. Now these requirements apply to chain restaurants or food establishments that have 20 or more locations, and also for vending machine operators who have 20 or more machines. Does that affect how you eat your food?
Yes, it does.
Me too.
But that sounds like something that our fat-ass president would want to get away. Like he would want to do away with it.
Yeah, he's trying to get away with it.
Oh, so he's the one trying to...
Established under the under Obama, and so now they're trying to offer quote more flexibility. So, for instance, instead of giving you the total calories in a menu item, it'll give you the per serving. So you know how sometimes you have a bag of chips and it'll say 180 calories, but that's per serving. But then there's 4 servings in the bag.
Right.
Right. So when you go to a restaurant, sometimes it's more than 1 serving on the plate. So instead of giving you all of the calories, it'll just give you the per serving.
That has to hurt the restaurant business though, because if you think about it, sometimes you go to a restaurant and you might want something that has too many calories. You be like, nah.
But then you'll pick something else.
Yeah, but usually the thing that you pick is a lot cheaper.
It hasn't hurt these restaurants for years. These restaurants been serving us these high-calorie foods our whole life.
They didn't tell us what the calorie was.
They did do a study, and they said that it's very limited, that the labeling does affect how many calories a customer may purchase. Overall, they said the average consumer response to labeling, there's not much difference in calories purchased before and after the labeling.
But whether they tell you what the calories are, or if they don't tell you what the calories are, you still got to watch what you put in your mouth at the end of the day.
And you know, one thing that's good that I also will do is sometimes it's the dressing and certain things like that add extra calories, or if it comes with rice, you might say, okay, I'd rather have a salad than rice, put my dressing on the side, just little things you can do.
I don't have nothing to do with you fat people's guilt. All right, that's all this is about. This is about chubby people and fat people going into restaurants and wanting to feel better about what they put in their mouth. Okay, that's your fault.
So you just want to tell them, just watch what they put in their
You should have
mouth.
been watching what you eat your whole life, and then you wouldn't have to watch your calories now. Okay?
Alright, what'd you put in your mouth this morning?
I haven't eaten yet this morning, but I will put a nice protein shake in there, and it's going to have bananas in it, and honey, and peanut butter, okay? And it's going to be thick and creamy, all right? Okay?
All ready, guys?
All right, and that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad morning. Well, it's not like Charlamagne, you're going to have a great morning.
I always have a great morning. Charlamagne wakes up feeling good. I woke up this morning listening to Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? Because Quincy Jones reminded me of how dope Tevin Campbell was yesterday in that interview. All right?
All right. Well, get it off your chest. Hit us up, or if you feel blessed and you want to spread some positivity, 800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's Lorenzo from Brooklyn.
Lorenzo, get it off your chest, bro.
Yo, man, I'm mad once again today. I called in yesterday to speak about the investors and loaners for, young black brothers' businesses or whatever. And I got in contact with a company called SBS. And, once again, they say that you have to have good credit and you have to already have, income generated into your company. So I'm here to tell all the young black people that's trying to open up a business and that have a great idea that, if you want to mess with SBS, then basically you got to already be generating income for your idea.
Hey, didn't we just have a brother up here that was talking about small business? What was the guy name?
He was the Commissioner Greg Bishop from the Small Business Services, and they actually will help you get your credit better. I don't know why you don't want to.
We just told you to do that yesterday, and you called back with the same stuff.
At the end of the day, they can't force people to give you a loan just because you go to them, but they can help put you in a better position to be able to get that loan, and that's helping you come up with a business plan. That's helping you get your credit together. That's helping you make sure that you have everything organized that you need to have, and one of those things is good credit.
Hey, man, we all had to get our credit good at some point, okay? At one point, I had like a 400, 500, all right? But I went and got me a secured debit card, okay? And, my credit is in the 700s now.
Hello, who's this?
20 years later.
Yo, this is my show, man. What's going on?
What's up, bro? Get it off your chest.
Yeah, man, I like to say to the Concord Police Department in Concord, North Carolina, and the Kannapolis Police Department in Kannapolis, North Carolina, to get out the people in the low income communities, racial profiling, yelling they smell marijuana just to build parking debt and to raise money for their court system. It's a terrible thing what they're doing down here in North Carolina, especially with the child support everything, which is against the law. Need to chill out with it, man, because it's ridiculous, and they're harming the youth down here by taking away their families and the money that they could be using to better the community as well as their households.
Okay, words. Thank you, my brother.
Cookie.
Yes.
Hey, Cookie, get it off your chest.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Hi.
I just wanted to talk to Charlamagne about his fat people fetish. Now, don't get confused by my name, Charlamagne. Just because my name is Cookie, no, I am not fat. But I really think that you are obsessed with fat people.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had some fat shaming issues up here.
Why does it gotta be fat shit? Why do y'all call it fat shaming when I encourage fat people?
I was just thinking about the things that happen. Like Dr. Sounds was up here talking about his food addiction and issues that he had with that and how he had to go to therapy to find out about it.
What does that have to do with majority of people? Majority of people out here are fat because they eat too much. That is a proven scientific fact. So stop making excuses and go to the gym, please. Have a blessed day. I love you.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, Cookie.
Oh my God.
Bye, baby.
Let's go work out.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, get it off your chest.
Well, this morning I'm calling because I'm dealing with an ex. He's locked up, facing 10 years.
He's facing 20 years?
10 years.
10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
10 years.
A whole decade. Okay.
So what you calling for, Mama?
Just to get it off, he's calling me, send me this, send me that, and I'm just like, yo, you doing too much. I'm not the one that put you in there.
That is true. And I hope he knows when he gets 10 years, he's forfeited all rights to your vagina. You know that, right?
He's 50 years old. I'm 27.
50? He's 50?
What did he do at 50?
He looks good for his age.
No, what did he do? What crime did he commit?
No, he's 50 years old.
What crime did he commit?
What did he do?
What's he in jail for?
Burglary.
Burglary at 50?
Exactly. On point.
Yeah, he deserved to get caught at 50 years old. He's 50 years old breaking in people's windows.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
When you was out and stuff, yeah, you was whining, dining me. I didn't care where the money was coming from. I'm going to still hold you down to a certain extent.
You're bugging. You're 27 years old. He's 50 and he just went to jail for robbing somebody?
Yeah, no disrespect to him, but he's doing 10 years, boy. He need to cut off all contact with the outside world when you do 10 years. You got to go just do your time.
At 50.
So my question to y'all, should I still be there?
Oh,
No.
my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
No.
No!
Answer his phone calls every now and then, tell him what's up, but live your life, boo. You got a whole life to live. 10 years, your eggs gonna be your eggs gonna be dried up in 10 years.
They ain't gonna be dried up, but come on, Mama. You're 27 years old. He's 50.
That's what I'm playing. I'm thinking I'm bugging out. I'm like, hold up.
You not bugging.
Yeah, it sounds like you already know what you want to do.
My heart is with him. I have love for him.
Sounds like you have insecurity
And
issues.
you still can write to him and talk to him every now and then, but I don't think your life should...
No insecurities over here. I work. I get my own.
There you go.
I own my own.
But
Men should think about stuff like that before they commit crimes. When you got people that you love in the outside world, if you go to jail, you gonna have to leave those people.
Exactly my point. But when somebody get incarcerated, they don't have family and stuff, so it makes it hard,
should have made that decision. He should have made that decision before he did the crime. And he's 50 years old, so it's not like he was young, dumb, and stupid.
Yeah, he should know better.
He's
Exactly. You're right. Absolutely right.
Live your life, boo. Your ex is locked up, but your vagina is free.
Hello?
Yeah.
Who's this?
This Brother Glorious, man, the Shutdown King, man. I just had a few things I want to say. I know it's supposed to be a positive day, man, but I really wasn't feeling Charlamagne the other day. He was all, amazed and mesmerized, and, bedazzled behind a homosexual up here who was obviously gay, and that's crazy how Charlamagne wanted his info, wanted to talk to him. You up north, bro. You can't be doing that up here, bro. And mind you, I also wanted to say that Cardi B shouldn't even be as famous as she is. Little infamous guy for everybody to use his flow. Migos, all this nursery rhyme, country rap tune, got to stop, man.
So you call up here this morning being homophobic and cardiphobic? and Migo folk.
Nah, brother, I called up here because corny is not the new cool, brother. You gotta stop promoting this, brother. You want some gay shit, man.
Being prejudiced not cool either. Being
Because
prejudiced
you was
not
in a
cool
good
either.
mood. You must be in a good mood because you got that man's number for real, huh?
Who are you talking
I
about?
don't even know.
Who are you talking about?
I don't know. Did you ask for somebody?
Not that I remember who was out here mesmerized
I have no
by.
idea who he's
Listen,
talking
I don't have a problem with nobody. I'm sorry if you wake up in the morning with homophobia on your breath.
My goodness. All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent. D, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, we are going to start off talking about Quincy Jones and that article in Vulture.
Hey,
Find out some of the highlights of things that he had to say.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast
what's
Club.
happening? Good morning.
Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Quincy Jones.
Well, Vulture has an article in conversation, Quincy Jones. And in this article, Quincy Jones talks about so many things. So I'll give you some cliff notes right now. First of all, Quincy Jones is turning 85 next month.
Dropping the clues bomb for age, goddamn.
He has a Netflix documentary coming. He also has a CBS special that's hosted by Oprah. All of these things are on the way. Now, he talked about Michael Jackson. He said Michael stole a lot of stuff. He stole a lot of songs. He talked about Donna Summer's State of Independence and Billie Jean. The notes don't lie. He was as Machiavellian as they come. And he said it was because Michael Jackson was greedy. He said Michael should have given 10% of the song Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, but he wouldn't do it. And then outside of music, he said Michael Jackson, I used to kill him about the plastic surgery. He'd always justify it and say it was because of some disease he had, BS. He had a problem with his looks because his father told him he was ugly and abused him. Other things in the article, he talks about the Beatles and his first impressions of them. He said they were the worst musicians in the world. They were no-playing MFers.
We all know the Beatles was trash, though. The Beatles
Paul was the worst bass player I ever heard, and Ringo don't even talk about it. And he talks about a story about being in the studio with George Martin and Ringo and just how bad it was. And he said he still thinks they're great guys, though.
That's a great compliment. They trash artists, but they're great guys.
Now, he also talked about all the allegations about people like Bill Cosby, and with Bill Cosby being a friend of his, how do you feel about that? And he said it was all of them. Brett Ratner, Harvey Weinstein, he's a jive MFer. Wouldn't return my 5 calls. He called him a bully. And then he wouldn't say much about Bill Cosby. He said we can't talk about this in public.
That makes me wonder how bad was Bill Cosby. Because think about how Quincy Jones was just letting that clip fly.
Talking
When he came to
about-
Bill Cosby, like, no, can't talk about that in public.
But that's my guy. That's his guy.
Right.
That's his guy.
There's a lot of his guys that he spoke about in the interview. Michael Jackson was his guy, too. So
Michael Jackson's
Clintons. So, Bill Cosby dead.
No, he's not.
99%.
Now, the
One
interviewer,
man left.
David Marchese, also asked him about one thing that he would fix. If he could fix one problem in the country, what would it be? He said racism. I've been watching it a long time, the 30s to now. He said we've come a long way, but we've got a long way to go. The South has always been effed up, but you know where you stand. The racism in the North is disguised. You never know where you stand. That's why what's happening now is good. You never know. You never know where you stand because people are saying they are racist who didn't used to say it. Now
I'm glad you brought that up, because the problem I have with these great interviews that Vulture is doing, salute to David Marchese, is that there be so many jewels in them, but people always get distracted by the more salacious stuff. You know, Quincy Jones talked about rich people not doing enough, and people don't know what it feels like to be poor, so they don't care. And the best quote from the interview, and he says, you shouldn't chase money and endorsements, and when you do things for money, God walks out of the room. Oh, that was a bar.
All right, now he goes on to talk about going out with Ivanka Trump. He said his daughter Kadada hooked it up. And he said she's a fine MFer. She had the most beautiful legs I ever saw in my life. Wrong father, though. And he goes on to talk about Donald Trump.
Keep in mind, Quincy Jones was 70-something years old, and Ivanka was 25 when that allegedly happened.
All right, he talks about doing We Are the World and having an issue with just Cyndi Lauper and her saying that, you know, she didn't like the song. And then musicians who deserve more acclaim. Amongst the people he mentioned are the brothers Johnson, James Ingram, and Tevin Campbell. He said every one of them went straight through the roof.
That's not what he said. The guy said to him, do you feel like some of the stuff you did needed more acclaim? And he said, shut. He said, who the hell you think you're talking about?
I have it right here.
He said, everything I did got the acclaim it deserved.
First he said, what's something you worked on that should have been bigger? That was the first question.
And how do you answer it?
And he said, what the F are you talking about? I've never had that problem. They were all big. And
exactly.
And then he said, how about a musician who deserves more acclaim? And he answered the brothers Johnson, James Ingram, and Tevin Campbell.
He said, what are you talking about? Brother
said
Jay, and he
every one
said
of them
they
went-
all got their claim they deserve. What-
Every one of them went
Guys
straight
be
through the
arguing over internet.
Yes, exactly. They all went straight to the roof. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm reading it, verbatim from here. All right, other things he talked about is, he said, you're supposed to, he talks about artists supposed to know everything from the past. He said you're supposed to use everything from the past. If you know where you come from, it's easier to get where you're going. You need to understand music to touch people and become the soundtrack to their lives. And then he talks about one of the greatest moments in his life. He said it was the first time they celebrated Dr. King's birthday in D.C. Stevie Wonder was in charge and asked me to be the musical director. After the performance, we went to a reception and 3 ladies came over. The older lady had Sinatra at the Sands. I arranged that. Her daughter had my album, The Dude, and then that lady's daughter had Thriller. 3 generations of women said those were their favorite records. He said that touched me so much. So that was one of the greatest moments of his life. Now, a lot of people were also talking about what he said about Marlon Brando. He said that Marlon Brando was the most charming MFer you ever met. He'd F anything, he'd F a mailbox. James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye. And then David Martins asked him, come on, man, he did not, he said he slept with them. How do you know that? He said, come on, man, he did not give a F. So
I don't give a damn that Marlon Brando allegedly had sex with Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye, and James Baldwin, but I am very interested in the story of Marlon Brando having sex with a mailbox. I want to know whose mailbox was it and why.
I don't think he was being literal. But Jennifer Pryor, who was Richard Pryor's widow, did say it was the 70s. Drugs were still good, especially Quaaludes. If you did enough cocaine, you'd F a radiator and send it flowers in the morning. And she said her late husband was very open with friends about his bisexuality and documented his exploits in his diaries. And she does plan to publish those diaries later on this year.
Quincy Jones also said he stopped drinking 2 years ago. Can you imagine if he still drank? How loose his lips would be? An old black person on that cognac is undefeated. You hear me?
All right, we'll get more into this later because I also want to talk about what Oprah had to say in response because he talks about The Color Purple. And we'll discuss what T-Pain had to say because he had to respond to some things that Quincy Jones said in this interview as well. But I'm Angela Yee, and that's your Rumor Report.
And salute to David Marchese, man, the interviewer. He's done two of my favorite interviews of the year, which is Erykah Badu and Quincy Jones for Vulture.
All right. Well, that is your Rumor Report. Now, when we come back, Tony Rock will be joining us, comedian, actor, of course, Chris Rock's brother. And we'll kick it with him when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building. Now, the other day, I was walking down Canal Street, and a man, tapped me and said, "What's up, NV?" And I thought it was Tony Rock. I said, "What's up, Tony?" We having this long conversation. I'm like, "When you coming back on the show?" He's like, "I'm not Tony. I'm his brother."
Was it Kenny?
It was Kenny.
Yeah.
Right, I ran into Kenny, and then I told these guys, it was like, "He don't have a brother named Kenny." I'm like, "Yeah, the guy looks just like him."
Kenny's the brother that looks just like me. He's fairer skinned.
Right.
And he tells girls that he's me.
And I said he was light skinned. It was like, "They don't have a light skinned brother."
He tells girls all the time that he's me.
So you never met Kenny before?
I never met Kenny.
But he just tapped you like he knew you?
He was just saying, "What's up?" He loves the show. And I'm like, "Tony, come on. When you come back on the show?" He's like, "I'm not Tony, I'm Kenny." People always say, I'm like, "Nah, all right." When you come on the show, he's like, "Nah, I'm not for real."
So you didn't believe him when he said he wasn't
I really didn't
Tony?
believe him. I thought it was Tony playing games.
He hasn't seen me in a while.
Yeah, clearly.
But he's your light skinned brother.
He's my light skinned younger brother. He tells girls he's me, and sometimes it works.
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes
Until
it
he
goes
catches
horribly
a
wrong.
It goes very bad.
No, hey, I don't want nobody on stage giving no statements about Tony Rock did nothing. No.
That's my brother.
Yeah, it was my brother. Any bad news you got about Tony Rock? It was Kenny.
It was Kenny.
I actually just saw you perform in Detroit where I went to go see TK Kirkland.
Oh, you was there?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, you must not have said nothing to me because I didn't see
Well,
you.
I was an audience.
Okay. You didn't come backstage at any point during
You
the
thought
show?
I was going to just bum rush to
You went
At no point you came backstage.
You went backstage to see Chris when Chris was here. Why didn't you go see our guy Tony?
I was invited.
Yeah. Y'all, no, all of y'all do that because y'all have other comments up here. Y'all like, yeah, I'm gonna go Friday and I'm gonna go Saturday. I'm like, yo,
I
they
did go.
never come to see me when I'm in town.
No, and you were actually so hilarious.
You know what, you're right.
I had a
Yes,
great time.
yeah,
you actually were.
Yes, thank you. You sound like you surprised.
No.
Yeah, she did. She was like, "You were actually."
I'm gonna be at the Garden on March 31st. You wanna be there?
The 31st?
Yeah. See, look, she already got something to do.
There is no February 31st.
I'm at the Garden March 31st.
Oh, okay.
I'm at the Garden March 31st.
I'm coming.
Are you coming backstage?
If I'm invited, yes.
Are you gonna say hello?
Yes, I
You are
absolutely
invited.
am.
You are
Yes.
invited.
I was with L'Oreal. We were in Detroit and we did Coast
Oh, L'Oreal was there. That's my girl.
Yeah. She told me I was like, hit him and see if we could, But she
Oh, that's my girl.
Exactly. But
Damn.
you know what? I don't like to go places and harass people when they're working. And
No, I'm the same way. I'm really the same. I don't even talk to celebrities because I don't know if they're gonna be acting funny on that
Are they
Kenny
gonna
does.
be on that that day? So I'm just always like, if they say something, I'll say something.
Yeah, because it's funny. Like, I don't, I know you, but I don't know you. Like, I'm going to hit you and be like, hey, I'm at the show. I want to come backstage.
Come on, man. You Angela Yee. You say I'm at the show. I'm like, all right, I'll make sure you're good.
I just go like, I'm a regular person. All right, so let's talk about you, though, because you have Black Card Revolt.
I have Black Card Revolt.
Well, I was on vacation. We had the card game. My friend Janae from Box Up
They
actually
was telling me about this.
It's super fun, right?
Yeah, and we were playing it. Charlamagne's on one of the questions that's in the card game.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell us about Black Card Revolt for people that don't know.
Black Card Revolt is a game show. There's some things that black people consider fundamentally black.
Okay.
Sweet potato pie. We just take ownership of certain things.
Right.
Fried chicken. Everybody loves it, but we just say it's ours.
It's ours.
Block parties, the black cookout, stuff like that. So Black Card Revolt is a game show based on your knowledge of things that are fundamentally black. But then we get a little serious. We get a little serious, like Black history also. So what city?
Oh boy.
What city did Rosa Parks refuse to give up her seat on the bus?
Alabama.
Where in Alabama?
I say Alabama. Montgomery.
There you
You
go.
keep your black card.
Yes.
You keep your black card. Did everybody in here know that?
Yeah.
Look at your man behind you.
He didn't know.
He was gonna say Atlanta.
He was like New York. He was like New York.
Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
And there's some questions are just majority rules. So it's
Right.
like, what's the best black comedy movie of all time?
Coming to America.
Of all time?
That was mine. That's my favorite movie ever.
The best black comedy movie of all time. I don't know.
See, this is where the comedy comes in, because the audience will get to pick which celebrity. You would debate your choice. So you would say "Come to America" and give reason why. You would say whatever movie, give reason why.
What would you say?
Of all time, I would say CB4.
Well, I know why. That's not fair.
No, I'll probably say Trading Places.
Trading Places?
Trading Places.
You know what I watched the other day? Harlem Nights. That movie is hilarious.
It's not Trading Places, man.
Trading Places is really funny.
It was funny.
You know what? And somebody was saying the other day that Beverly Hills Cop isn't a comedy.
Yeah,
Like, that's not a comedy.
It was a dramedy.
But over there Coming to America?
No, I'm saying Trading Places over everything.
Really?
Over
No, I
everything.
think I might pick Coming to America.
I
over
watch
Trading
Coming to
Places.
America. Every time it's on TV, I will stop what I'm doing.
I watch Trading Places every time it's on TV. I'm like, stop, whatever, phone down, Trading
All
Places.
right, let me ask you one of the sample questions from Black Card Revolt.
Me? Oh.
Both of you.
Uh-oh.
I'm a host.
Go.
All right. When you're bowling on a budget, you're probably watching a movie at home. What movie does every black person have in their collection?
Every black person has in their collection, I would say Friday.
That's on here, yo.
Yeah, I say Coming to America. I know.
And then see, now you would debate, and I would debate, and then that's how
I would say
that's how the audience gets involved, and the audience would decide whose answer is better.
I would have said Menace to Society. But then I think about like older people, and I might say The Five Heartbeats or something like that.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You would debate it, and then we would turn it to the audience. They would say who won. So that's the first round is majority rules. Then the second round will be actual factual questions, Black history. You win points, and then the team that wins at the end of the game, the celebrity who's the person he's playing with or she is playing with gets to play this or that, like for $10,000 at the end of the game.
Now, who came up with this creation with Black Card Revolt?
Black Card Revolt is Gigi and
Letitia.
Letitia Williams and Jay Bobo.
Okay.
You gotta have a dude named Jay Bobo to create a black game show.
Now, hold on. Letitia is my girl, so shout out to Letitia Williams.
Shout out Letitia Williams and shout out Jay Bobo.
Yeah, Jay Bobo as
Jay
well.
Bobo for creating the game. Then they pitched it and pitched to BET. BET loved it. They were like, who can we get to do this? Amber Bickham was the casting director. Amber Bickham was a good friend of mine, and she was like, nobody can host this show better than Tony Rock. So that's how I got involved.
All right, let me ask you a question, because I saw DJ Scratch posted this on Instagram this morning. I have seen every single episode of what show?
Martin.
Okay, that's it. And the reboot's coming. We just were talking about that.
I don't want the reboot to come.
You don't? I was going to ask you. Why not?
Because now it's not. Martin's show was great for where it was. They were 30-somethings. They were trying to, get their life together. They lived in that apartment. Now they're 50. You still live in that same apartment?
Maybe
Bro,
it's
man still
different,
coming through your
though.
window?
Maybe it's going to be...
At 50?
Maybe it's going to be
Y'all
like...
don't have no kids? I got questions. Like, Tommy's gone. What happened to Tommy?
And Cole's not coming back?
Cole's not coming back. So Shanae's still across the hall at 50 years old?
But we don't know that's
Shanae's Eartha Kitt now. Shanae's like, Marcus.
Well,
So it changes too much.
Maybe all of that's going to be addressed, and it's like 20 years later.
So they got kids now. Who's the kid? We don't know this kid. We know the whole cast except for this kid.
What show would you like to see come back?
All of Us. Come on now. That was a softball. I just knocked that right out of the park.
Get out of here.
All right, what's the greatest stand-up special ever?
One,
But it can't be anything from anybody in the Rock family.
Well, that's not fair.
No,
because one of them.
No, aside from that, that's been
Richard
eliminated.
Pryor, Live on the Sunset Strip. Patrice O'Neal, Elephant in the Room.
Okay.
I gotta say, Bring the Pain gotta be in there. Bring the Pain gotta be in there.
It's just eliminated just
Okay, so I say
Bring the Pain is
Richard Pryor and Patrice O'Neal, Elephant in the Room.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
I'm not mad at that. Did you go see Dave Chappelle stand up?
Oh man, Dave's my comedic idol, so I see everything Dave does. He's one of my favorites.
Well, you know, Faison Love says Dave Chappelle is not that funny. He was on the Breakfast Club a couple days ago.
Listen, man.
And he says, I'm gonna quote, Dave Chappelle is the wackest nigga out there.
Wow.
He said he's manufacturing Hollywood, it's just not that funny.
See, that sound personal.
He said it wasn't personal. He said he just doesn't.
That don't sound personal to you?
I
The
thought it
wackest
was-
out there? Come on. That don't sound like it's personal?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because there's some that's really whack out there that Dave's not on that list.
Yeah. I
That's
thought
not personal.
Dave Chappelle funny. He said the first season of Chappelle Show wasn't funny. He said the second season when Charlie Murphy started writing it became funny. I'm trying to think what else he said. So you don't agree?
I don't agree. I'm gonna say I don't agree, and I'll leave it at that. I don't agree, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I've been saying
that's his
stuff.
comedic idol,
I've been
so-
saying stuff in the media lately
Yeah, you
that people
have.
have been taking and misconstruing, and I've been getting flack on social media, which I don't care. I just make sure you tweet the right at Tony
The
Rock.
Chappelle Show, the first season was hilarious. Remember they
All
had
the Chappelle Show
the
was
Mad
hilarious.
Real World?
All the Chappelle was hilarious.
Stabbed,
But I say stuff and sometimes people just take it the wrong way and take it like I'm slighting somebody.
Right. Sometimes you might make a joke too and it might get misquoted.
All the time. Every time I tweet something, somebody's upset about something I said.
Well, that just means you popping.
There you go.
Now Monique, she was mad that Netflix only offered her
Listen,
$100,000.
I got off. Here's the story. I got off the airplane at LAX. TMZ dude ran up on me. He said, "Yo, did you hear what happened?" I said, "No, what happened?" He's like, "Monique got 500K. Amy Schumer got whatever she got.
13 million.
Or whatever, yeah. Your brother got this and that." I said, "I was always taught, and I thought everybody else was taught the same thing. I was always taught you don't count the next man's money. I was always. Were you not taught that?
Absolutely.
Were you not taught that?"
I was, but I can understand right now in this day and age when it comes to equal pay and women not having
I
the same
understand all of that, but all I was saying was you don't count nobody else's money. Get your money up where you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about you. That's all I was saying. I never said she don't deserve more money.
That's what came out.
I never said Amy Schumer should get more money.
Right.
I never said she should take the money and shut up. These are things I never said.
Well, I like
but
that.
everybody on social media, yo, you're not supporting a black woman. Now they made it a black thing, and
Right.
yo, you're not supporting sisters. Yo, get your money wherever you
I
deserve
know,
it to
because I
be.
feel awkward right now.
If you could get $100 million,
He's trying to drag me into it.
If she
He
could
was
get
like,
$100
"Where'd you
million?"
cut?" I was like, well.
look, if she can get $100 million, I'm gonna go good, because that means the money's out there. That means when I go to negotiate my money, I'll go, well, shorty got whatever, so I guess that's where we starting at.
Right.
Monique should get all the money she could get. I never said no knock on her, but this is why I don't put no energy into it, because you don't think Monique could have got my phone number and called me? So when you do it on social media, you're not doing it for real. You're doing it for the people that's looking.
Right.
That's why I don't do it on social media. I do it for real. If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna come and see you. I'm not gonna at you and tweet you, poke you or whatever I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna you don't have my number, but I'm sure you could get it if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I could easily get your number if I wanted to.
I give him Kenny.
So exactly. She was like, I didn't hear Tony Rock saying nothing about Amy Schumer. I wasn't asked about Amy Schumer. I was asked about her. I answered the
But
question
we
I was
might have
asked.
to revoke your black card.
So she could get my number at any time and call me and we could talk about it. My black card is intact, man. I just said what I said. I'm like, yo, you don't count nobody else's money. I never said she don't deserve more money.
Right.
She should get all the money she can. Everybody should get all the money they can. Every black person should get all the money they can because every nigga makes minimum wage. Every nigga in the world makes minimum wage. It's how much the white man that owns that company or that basketball team or that whatever was willing to pay you. LeBron make $26 million a year. You know why? Because if he asks for 27, that white man would be like, that's an ungrateful nigga. You're going to take this $26 million and shut up. Everybody makes minimum wage.
Wait, all right, I got off track. So we were talking about Monique?
I'm on a rant. I'm on a rant right now. I'm on a rant.
What just happened?
Everybody gets their money where it should be. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, the headlines will be headlines. Tony Rock said,
I love black women.
White man owns LeBron. That's my headline.
That's what the headlines will be.
I love black women. I support black women in all aspects.
Except Monique.
I love Monique. Monique is dope as hell. But she could get my number if it's a real issue. Get my number. Let's talk
Now,
about
what do you
it.
think about those emails that she then put out? And there's been like a little bit of back and forth between her and Will Packer and their whole situation. Where it's basically
I
like,
didn't hear about this.
That's when you get in trouble. I didn't hear about this. Go ahead, go. You tell them.
well, basically, you know, according to Will Packer, her husband, who was her manager, they didn't treat people well on the set of the movie, and part of the reason why Monique is kind of blackballed in the industry is because they're not very professional. And so that might be part of the reason why you're not getting the offers that you feel like you deserve.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I never worked with her. I don't know about this.
You ever heard any stories
I
or
support
nothing?
black women in every and all aspects. I love black women. I support my sisters.
Who's your favorite female black comedian?
Wanda Sykes.
Okay, yeah, she's great.
Wanda Sykes.
I just watched her special the other
Hands
day.
down, Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes is like my mentor. She taught me a lot when I was growing up. So I always have a special love for Wanda.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Now, you also are going to be on a new show on CBS.
Yes.
Living Biblically.
White people money.
Yeah, I see you. You're like the one black person.
I am the one black person. Yes.
So talk about your role. And
Living Biblically is based on a best-selling book that was written by AJ Jacobs. AJ Jacobs wrote a book called The Year of Living Biblically. He tried to live his life for one calendar year, 100% according to the Bible. And he wrote a book about it. Johnny Galecki from Big Bang Theory, Roseanne, he loved the book. He turned it into a pilot. Andrew Haas and Patrick Walsh got behind him. They pitched it to CBS. My name on this show is actually Vince Young. I play Vince Young. I play Chip Curry's best friend and at work that is living his life by the seat of his pants. And he's like, I don't think you can live by the Bible because it's going to affect my life and it's going to affect our friendship. So that's how I'm just in it and funny, and it's a great show. I can't wait for y'all to see it. The pilot episode is going to have you wanting to watch it every week.
all right, well, I'm excited to see
I'm excited about that.
You think you could live your life by the Bible for 1 year?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What do you think?
100% according to the Bible? Absolutely
No
not.
way.
What would be the hardest part?
This sex thing, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you could do it.
I can do it.
What if you were dating a woman that was like, look, I'm not going to have sex till we get married? You think you couldn't be with her?
I could probably do that. Do I get to have sex with other women?
No, you're in a monogamous
2 years straight. She
relationship.
wants you to chill for 2 years.
Well, we don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
She better be in.
Or maybe you would marry her so that you
She better be a hell of a woman to speed up the nuptials. Yeah.
What about a virgin?
Could I date a virgin? Yeah.
That's a lot of
I can date a
responsibility.
virgin. Yeah. I can date a virgin. I mean, I don't. I prefer a girl that knows what she's doing, but you know, if you're a virgin, sure.
What if she knows too much of what she's doing?
Oh, a full-blown whore?
Full-blown whore. Not a half a whore.
I would prefer the term expert.
I've dated full-blown whores before. That's just a saying. That's a saying that we say. Me and my boys always say that. I've dated full-blown whores, and it was very exciting and very an intense time.
You remember losing your virginity?
Yeah.
What was
Get the thing back. Was it that far?
Yeah. It was my mother, my parents had went out to some family
It was my
function.
mother. I was like,
No,
this is happening in North Carolina.
My parents went out to some family function, and I had a girl and snuck her in the house, and I think my oldest brother was supposed to be like watching us, and I snuck her in the house, and he walked in my room, and I do remember putting the covers over her and like sitting in the bed like this, like to block her. And he came in and talked to me for like 5 minutes, not knowing it was a girl behind me. And then when he left, we had sex, and it was.
Did you know what you were doing?
Absolutely not. You don't know what you're doing at your first time. Nobody does. If you say you know what you was doing, you lying. You learn as you go. You get better as you go. That's why you get older, and sex gets better when you're older.
It's always the older brother and the older cousin that tell you the wrong stuff.
Right.
Mess you all up.
Yeah.
Like for a long time,
They tell you not to go down. Your older brother's like, don't you ever.
Yep.
And that's the best thing in the world.
All right, that's good to know.
Oh, so now I will be at the show to go. Now I will be backstage.
Now, before Charlie Murphy passed, you know, you guys were beefing. They said that you guys squashed the beef. Is that true?
It wasn't a real back and forth battle like a real beef is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did a show in Long Island. He moved me up on the lineup. He said I was too high energy and he didn't want to follow me. And I made it a big thing. I was like, yo, this scared of me and he don't want to follow me. And then the Daily News was there at the show. So they're backstage recording everything, and they put it.
You were arguing backstage?
No, I was yelling at whoever. Listen, I was in I was ranting and raving, and they moved me up and cut my time. And I'm like, hey man, I'm from here too. Like, even though it's Long Island, I'm from here too. I'm from Brooklyn, right? Shout out to Bed-Stuy. So anyway, I said all that, and they put it in the paper. But we never spoke about it after that. We didn't talk. And then before he passed, like he called me one day and was like, "Hey, this Charlie, give me a call." And I called him up and he was just like, "Hey, I just want to clear the air and everything." And like I have tremendous, utmost respect for him. I think like when you realize that your last days are coming, you start making things right with people. And I was blessed that he was one of those people that he thought I should reach out to this dude and clear the air on him.
So did you know that his last days?
I did not. I heard he was sick, but I didn't know it was like. It was literally like maybe 5 days before he passed. Wow. I was like, "Listen, man, I respect what you do. I know you coming behind your brother, and that can't be easy. I realize what you're going through more than anybody. Mm-hmm. And for me to do something like that to you just because wouldn't be right. I did it, and here's the reasons why." And I said, "Man, look, I respect you, and I got love for your family, the whole nine." Of course, he had love for my family, and we talked. And days later, they were like, "He's gone."
That was great because it would have been awful if he would have passed and you felt bad.
Right.
That y'all had never
Yeah. So it made me respect him even more. Like, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, man. Much love to him and his family.
Michael Blackson's up here.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, talking about Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart got caught with the cheating.
Yeah.
And Michael Blackson keeps making jokes about the cheating thing, and Kevin Hart was like, enough's enough. This is my family. This is not a parody. This is, I'm trying to fix home.
Right.
Is comedians off level?
Nobody's off limits.
On limits,
number one. Nobody's off limits, number one. The thing with Kev, I'm sure Kev knew comics are gonna have a ball with this. Mm-hmm. Because that's what we do. Something happens, anybody gets in trouble, they gotta know comics are grabbing pins and running to the pad. You know what I'm saying? It seems to me, and neither one of them is like my ride or die day one dude, but they both cool with me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it seems to me like, yo, Mike, you can let it go now. It's over. It's like Kev's trying to fix home, like you said.
You made your jokes.
It's no more to squeeze out of the lemon. Like, you got it all. You know what I mean? It's like Kev's not doing anything else to keep it going. So let it go. It's like, you got your laughs. It's okay to let it go. Go on to the next thing. Somebody else is going to do something in the next day or so, the next hour or so, that you're going to have material to go on. Right. So let it go. I mean, but like, once again, you don't think Kev could get Mike's number and just call him and be like, have this conversation? So to do it on social media, to do it back and forth on social media, that's when you're doing it for the people looking. You're not doing it. It's not real life. Right. You know what I mean? Just call each other and talk it out.
That is definitely the solution for everything, it seems like. We got to call each other.
When you do it on social media, you're doing it for the people that are pressing buttons and liking and commenting. If real life is, yo, here's a phone call, boom, my man, let me talk to you about this.
You never been so mad, though, when you seen something that you had to, like, comment on it?
No,
Come on now.
Like, about a month ago, some cat put something on Instagram, like, yo, Tony Rock needs to just go somewhere. And normally, I never address, like, 99.9% of the time, I'm like, yo, it's hilarious. Go ahead, fam. You got 5 followers.
That's
I
all
see what
he
you're
said
doing.
was go
It was like Tony Rock. I like Chris, but Tony need to go sit down somewhere. Something like that.
Oh boy.
And I had, and this was a day that I had some time.
You had some time that day.
I had some time. So I said, my man, you're gonna get some time from me. You're gonna get some time. So I gave him some time.
Called him.
I know. Because I didn't have his number. His page was private. He had 5 followers and like 2 posts. So I'm like, all right, I got some time for this dude. Normally I don't got no time for no crumbs.
You know how sometimes people hate on you and then you respond to them and then they're like, oh my God, I'm actually a fan.
Because they want the attention. They was just trying to get your attention. They didn't know how to go about it. That's why I don't call them haters. I just call them they confuse people because they want to like you. They just don't know how to go about liking you. So it's like I'll go the hate route to get his attention, but it's all good.
Now, are you in talks to do a special like on Netflix or anything like that?
I am. This is what I want to do. Okay. I want a 3 special deal. I want to do my special. I want to produce my little brother special, Jordan Rocks, and then I want to do a special with me and Jordan and my cousin Sherrod Small.
All right.
So unless you want to do that, then we'll just do it ourselves.
We got to do all 3.
Yeah. We got to do all 3.
I'm not mad at that.
Now, Russell Simmons had you was on the All Def Comedy Tour.
Yes.
A comedy show, comedy tour.
All Def Comedy Show.
And I watched that, by the way.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it's great.
You didn't call me on that one either.
I'm gonna start making sure I tweet and show my support because we definitely sit in the house and watch like all of them.
Mm-hmm. Now, with all the allegations going at Russell Simmons, what do you think that because people are finding him guilty without we don't really know, and already he's had to.
Yeah, well, there's court, and then there's the court of public opinion.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So in the court of public opinion, you can feel however you want to feel. But then there's an actual court where they base on factual.
Well, what do you think about that? Because now Russell pretty much had to almost step down, almost lose everything, and he hasn't been found guilty.
He hasn't been found guilty of anything. But listen,
and he said he didn't do it.
Now let's be very careful here because if you say one thing in one way or the other, you get in trouble.
Let me hear
Rape bad, rape no good, not good at all, horrible, horrible, horrible. My heart goes out to any woman that had to put up with deal with rape, live a life in secrecy and silence. Of rape, sexual assault is wrong. It's all bad. sexual aggression. That's the new term that I've recently heard. Is if you're sexually aggressive towards women, and that's what they interpret. So sometimes we don't know if it's sexually aggressive or not. So we got to be careful. All men have to be careful on what they say and what they do to women.
That's the disclaimer.
That's the disclaimer. But the facts is this: Russell has been the most influential person in my career in the last 5 years, more so than anybody else. So do I throw that out the window because he's brought up on charges? What he did for me was real. It's true. I can document it. So this is horrible. What's going on? If he's acquitted, good. If he's brought up on charges, that's horrible. I feel bad for those women. I do not condone what happened in any way, shape, or form. But I do have some type of feelings towards him because he's been great for what I'm trying to do. So how do I answer that question? Like without being, I try to straddle the fence and.
You were surprised though when.
Of course I was surprised. Of course I was surprised. Like the Russell we knew our whole lives was the guy that was, the millionaire playboy philanthropist. So.
Does that also change after seeing everything that's been happening? Change like how you interact with women?
I got to be more cautious. See, when I'm on stage, the luxury of being on stage, not luxury, is that a good word? Luxury of being on stage, I can say things on stage that I probably couldn't say
in real life,
in public now.
Right.
On stage, I can say a girl walks in the room like, damn, look at this, I can say whatever. Because I'm on stage, hey, he's a comic, he's being funny. Off stage, not so much.
But even on stage now, it seems like comedians are getting so much flack for things that they say in their stand-up.
Look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's like, they were on his ass.
I'm not going to be the comedian that apologizes for a joke ever. Ever. If you walk into a comedy club, you should know you're going to hear something. There's a chance you might hear something that will offend your sensibilities as far as your race, your religion, your sexual preference, your sexual orientation, your financial status, your height, your weight, your ethnicity. Well, then don't come in a comedy club. That's like walking into church. Like, why is this guy talking about religion the whole time?
Right.
Don't go in there. That's what we do. That's what we're paid to do. People want to hear us talk about everything. People go to comedy clubs to see what we're going to say about this thing, to see what we're going to say about Trump, to see what we're going to say about the Kevin Hart situation. They want to know what's his take on this thing.
Did you see the comedian where the guy jumped on stage and was swinging on him?
Yo, man. You see why my boys are standing right there? Right now?
Just in case.
That would have been a bad day. That would have been a bad day for that dude. And yo, that's when people, like somebody called me and asked me what I thought about Kev getting dissed at the Super Bowl. Like the security guard wouldn't let him up. I said, yo, that security guard was doing his job. Shout out to a security guard doing his job. Because we all saw what happened when a security guard don't do his job. That was my man Steve Brown. Steve Brown was in a bad situation.
Yeah, boy, he was dumping and died. Woo!
So shout out to security guards doing their job. That dude took it too far, but it was the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? It was the Super Bowl.
Yeah, come on, you can't take it too far at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Did you see Black Panther yet?
It was dope as hell.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it, but I'm just practicing. I'm just practicing saying it. It was dope as hell.
I know a lot of people
Regardless if it was bad or good, it was dope as hell. Black Panther was the best movie ever made. Yo, Black Panther, I can't wait for Black Panther 2. Regardless of how, I don't care. Black Panther was dope. I don't care.
Are you in it?
It was already dope. I'm not in it.
No, he's just
I didn't get an audition for it. It was dope as hell. I hope it make 200 million opening weekend. And yes, am I saying this because it's a black movie? Absolutely yes.
All right.
But is it a black movie?
It is a black movie.
White producers.
It's all black actors.
White movie house.
It's all black actors. It's all black actors. It's all black actors. It shows Africa in a positive light.
Yeah.
It shows Africa. Well, it's basically showing you what Africa looked like before the white man got there. Before the white man got to Africa, we was in Africa chilling.
I don't know anything about Black Panther.
We was shooting dice with diamonds.
Me neither. I don't know either, but I'm going to go see it.
I know. I mean, we're all going to go see it.
Just to
I don't know.
support,
I've never watched any Marvel
Me
movies.
neither.
Really?
Yeah.
No, me neither.
You never saw Iron Man?
No.
I did see Iron Man. That's always on television. I did see...
You didn't see the Hulk?
No, I didn't see the Hulk.
Avengers? None of those?
No.
You're not a comic book dude?
Nah.
You didn't wrote comic books?
I did, but...
Black Card Revolt.
I just traded them, though.
That's Black Card Revolt. That's Black Card Revolt.
I did baseball cards.
Okay, yeah.
Black Card definitely Revolt.
No, baseball cards. That was baseball cards. Dope. I had a crazy collection of baseball cards.
Did you see Rob Gronkowski's house got robbed while he was at the Super Bowl? And then he came home?
Shame. That's a damn shame. Because they lost.
Right.
Yeah, because they lost.
You guys lost? All right.
Go rob your house.
They was wilding in Boston, man. Where were they wilding? Philly or Boston?
Huh?
Were they wilder in Philly or Boston?
Philly.
Yeah, because they won.
Philly, they were flipping cars, jumping off the bridge.
They was burning up cop cars in Boston.
Really?
Yeah.
I see one Philly guy eat dog doodle.
What?
Yeah, he was eating dog doodle.
I didn't see that. Now, what's the point of that?
White guy?
I don't know. Yeah. White guy. Come on. You ever seen the brother eat dogs?
Was it a
brother eat a lot of stuff you're not supposed to eat.
Did he lose a bet?
I don't know. He just ate it. I don't know. He was celebrating.
All right. right. Well,
Good for him. Okay.
There we go. Well, congratulations on everything that
Thank you
have
so much.
going on.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna make sure
trying to stay relevant, man.
And the next time you're in New York, March 31st, you have to go.
March 31st,
March 31st,
Madison
we're
Square
at
Garden.
the Garden.
We're coming to see you. Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
we're at the
Y'all
Garden.
heard it here. Y'all heard it here. They coming to the garden.
Hold on, put on my calendar right now.
Yeah, sure you are.
March 31st.
All right. Well, it's the Breakfast Club.
Oh,
It's
that's
Tony
Saturday?
Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast
I'm so
Club.
sick of hearing Rockstar by Post Malone. Okay, I never liked that record anyway. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
But I really
You
like-
just be singing it.
I like 20. I sing 21 Savage part, but I'm tired of hearing that record 100 times in the morning. I don't feel like a rock star no more.
Well, I'm sure you can hear us.
It's exhausting.
But anyway, let's get to the rules. Let's talk Quincy Jones.
Well, T-Pain has responded to that Quincy Jones Vulture interview. Now, one thing that Quincy Jones talked about is his 2017 project, Q Soul Bossa Nostra. He was asked about something he regretted, and he did regret that. He said, I was not in favor of doing it, but the rappers wanted to record something as a tribute to me, where they would do versions of songs that I'd done over my career. I said to them, look, you got to make the music better than we did on the originals. Well, that didn't happen. T-Pain, man, he didn't pay attention to the details.
I don't see the problem with
Now,
that.
the T-Pain song was PYT, Pretty Young Thing.
And it was
if you guys
trash.
recall the original, here is the Michael Jackson version.
Hey,
PYT,
hey, 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 hey. Oh yeah, that's Uncle Charlotte Aaron. Hey, hey.
All right,
Come
well,
on
here
now. I
is
wouldn't even
the...
have tried to remake that over.
Yeah, here's the T-Pain version.
Hit the farts, you idiot. Pay attention. Fart!
Oh my goodness.
Ass gas! Get more. More. And I love T-Pain, but that was garbage. Come on now.
Now, T-Pain's response on Twitter, for the record, I told my managers at the time, and I told Quincy in his face, I don't want to remake any of your past records because I know I'm going to F it up. I'll never be able to reach the greatest of MJ. It took them hours to pump me up to even go in the booth, and I still hated it when I came out of the booth. Then the song came out and it was even worse than it sounded in the studio.
You should have did it then.
This
Definitely
is
shoulda did
legit
it.
one of the reasons I don't work with the managers I had anymore, because if I said I was uncomfortable doing something, they didn't care. But also, to be real, it just seems like Quincy Jones is pissed off at the whole world.
No.
I have nothing but respect for the guy, so I don't know why we didn't hold the song or tell me exactly what he wanted when I kept taking the headphones off begging for direction from the guy.
There is nothing T-Pain could have done to make PYT better.
Yeah.
Absolutely, positively zero. You got to leave classics alone. Okay?
Now let's discuss Oprah. One question in this Vulture magazine interview with Quincy. He was asked about a nervous breakdown that he talks about in his memoirs not long after Thriller. He said, you talk so often about your ups. I'm wondering if maybe you can talk about one of your downs. Well, Quincy responded, what happened was that I was a producer on The Color Purple. Spielberg and me are still great friends, man. He's a great effing guy. I loved working with him. What happened was everybody went home on vacation after we finished filming. Everybody except me. I had to stay home and write an hour and 55 minutes of music for the movie. I was so effing tired from doing that I couldn't see. I put too much on my plate and it took its toll. You learn from your mistakes, and I learned I couldn't do that again.
Yeah, you got to learn how to manage your time better. You got to take time for yourself.
Well, of course, TMZ called Oprah and they asked her about Quincy Jones' interview, and here's what she said.
Listen, Quincy is a friend of mine. You are not going to get me to say one thing. Quincy Jones discovered me for The Color Purple, honey.
Yeah.
Oprah don't even know what they wanted to ask her. All Oprah heard was that Quincy out here spilling the tea about Marlon Brando being a soft bottom and Richard Pryor being a power top, and she didn't want no parts of it.
I feel it, though. Look, that's somebody that helped me in my career, got me started. I am not going to say nothing.
I'll tell you one thing, TMZ finds everybody. They just find
They're
them
all
going
over.
free, just hanging around.
All right. Now, Lonzo Ball is going to be a dad. He and his longtime girlfriend, Denise Garcia, are expecting a baby together. So congratulations to them. She is 4 months pregnant, and they said everything is healthy so far.
I'm dropping a clue bomb for that young couple. They're about to have a baby. Give him more inspiration, right?
Now, speaking of babies, guess who just broke Instagram? Now, previously, Beyonce had the record for the most liked Instagram of all time within 24 hours. She had 11 million likes when she did that pregnancy announcement where she had the photograph with her belly and all the flowers
Yep, I remember.
around it. Well, guess who just broke that with 14 million likes in less than 24 hours?
Oh.
Kylie Jenner.
Really?
Yes, Kylie Jenner's image.
Why is that a round of applause? That's what we celebrate stuff like that now? Okay.
Now her picture shows her thumb being squeezed by the newborn, and so she ends up having the most liked picture on Instagram.
Oh, congratulations.
All right, now speaking of Instagram, Drake was on there, and a lot of people were posting pictures with Drake because he was in a supermarket in the Miami area, and he actually bought everybody food while he was there. So that must have been nice.
No what?
First of all, that's why when you are that famous and you are that rich, you can't do regular things like that, because you end up going to the supermarket just because you want to go buy you a little juicy juice or something, and you end up having to buy everybody groceries.
He didn't have to.
You sure didn't, but if he didn't, everybody be talking bad about it.
No, he did. He took pictures with everybody. He probably went there to do that. He's been doing a lot of nice things in Miami.
Yeah, he also gave a scholarship to a young woman
What
to
grocery
go to
store
college. It was called
ShopRite?
No, it wasn't
Milo?
ShopRite.
Piggly Wiggly? Kroger's?
Sabor Tropical.
Never heard of it.
Me neither.
I don't know what that is. That sounds like another level of Whole Foods.
All right, Drake also at the same time went and gave out a $50,000 check for Lotus House, which is Miami's only shelter for homeless women and children.
He's
He
been
gave
doing a
out
lot for
toys
Miami.
and games to
That's
140 kids, and he gave out $150 Target gift cards to 130 women. So he did all of those things.
What's the name of that grocery store again? I need to Google this because I ain't never heard of that.
Sabor Tropical.
Sabor Tropical.
It's probably
Or
just
in
in Miami.
Spanish, it's Sabor Tropical, which
Probably
is like
just in
tropical.
Miami.
I think it means tropical flavor. All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your room report.
Yeah, I'm not going to go chasing Sabor Tropicals. I'm going to just stick to the Piggly Wigglies and the Kroger's that I'm used to.
All right, Charlamagne. Well, who you giving your donkey to?
Oh man, donkey of the day. This is a prime example of when you want something, sometimes you should just do it yourself. We need this guy named Jose Maria. He's a teacher in Jersey to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him.
All right, and also Ask Yee is next. 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice, hit Yee up right now. She'll put you live on the air and help you with your problems. But Donkey of the Day is up next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yes, donkey of the day for Thursday, February 8th goes to a New Jersey teacher named Jose Maria. Or is it Jose Maria? Yes, Jose Maria.
That's what you said twice.
Now, Jose Maria is a teacher at Passaic High School in New Jersey. I'm going to ask the room, what do you think he teaches? Keep in mind his name is Jose Maria, okay? And it's not a stereotype if it's true. What do you think he teaches?
Es posible español?
Yes, he's a Spanish teacher.
I was thinking Jim. I seen this picture and looked more Jimish. But
No, he doesn't, okay? No, he doesn't. He's fat.
You don't look like a gym teacher?
Negro, please. If you Google his name, Jose Marie, a mugshot will pop up, and Jose Maria looks on a lot of levels like a fat Keegan Michael Key. Okay? Does he not look like a fat Keegan Michael Key?
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Now, what did Jose Maria do to get arrested and be charged with endangering the welfare of a child and official misconduct? Let's go to News 12 New Jersey for the report, please.
A high school teacher in Passaic is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with two students. Allegations against Jose Maria date back to 2010 and 2012. The prosecutor's office says the 39-year-old engaged in sexually inappropriate conversations and behavior with the victims.
Well, what was the inappropriate conversations? Well, Jose Maria allegedly was asking his students for naked pictures in exchange for better grades in his class. You heard me right. Jose Maria was allegedly asking his students for naked pictures in exchange for better grades in his class. Now, one of the boys, identified in court documents as Ro.C, told authorities Maria would buy him and another teen Chinese food and alcohol. And he said, shut up, Steve. Jesus Christ. And he said the teacher asked him for a picture of his penis in exchange for a better grade. How do you say penis in Spanish? Let me ask my Afro-Latino in the room. How do you say penis in Spanish, Andy?
Pene.
Pene. Okay. I've been on this planet almost 40 years, all right? So I have to dig back very far to put myself in the mind frame of a teenager in high school. But would I have done that in the 90s? Nope. Not at all. But I can totally see how a young kid in this era would take Mr. Maria up on this offer. Some Chinese food, some alcohol, and a better grade in exchange for a penis pick? Or no, a pinay pick? A penny pick?
Pene.
Pene.
A penny pick? Well, how better is this grade, Mr. Maria? Huh? Don't get me wrong, okay? What Jose Maria is doing is totally wrong, but I can see where this could also be totally negotiable because it's not a bad deal. I mean, you might switch out the Chinese food for Chick-fil-A, and I just need to know if this is an F that will get turned into an A, okay? If it's a C minus turned into a B, nah, I'm not with that. But if you turn in F's to A's, I can see where a young teen, especially in this era, would be enticed to send a meat pic, okay? It's a penis pic, all right? I'm shocked they have any value whatsoever nowadays. They all just floating around online. All Jose had to do was Google teenage boy penis pics, and he would have had a plethora of high school sophomore shafts to choose from. Now, let me tell you how savvy this little boy was, all right? Because he recognized a good deal when he heard one. So this little boy, Roll.C, said he found a picture on the internet of a black penis. His words, not mine, and sent it to Mr. Maria. Now, this little boy's mother found out and confronted the teacher, and Jose Maria begged her not to go to the police, saying he would kill himself. Now, this isn't a good deal. Because if I was that guy's mom and you're a grown-ass pedophile asking my son for penis pics and you tell me you're going to kill yourself if I go to the police, I'm going to call the police in front of you and then look you dead in your face and tell you to what? Kill yourself. Okay? Well, Jose is not even denying the allegations. He said in the court affidavit that he later spoke to Maria, and the kid said he spoke to Maria, and the teacher admitted he made a mistake, deleted the picture, and called it an impulse to have asked for it in the first place. And then Jose and Maria admitted in audio and video interviews with police that he did indeed ask students for pics of their genitals. Okay, according to court documents, the teens are now adults, but they were students at the time of the incident and have recently come forward, and Jose and Maria have been suspended with pay, and he is out of jail on pretrial monitoring and under the condition that he have no contact with the victims and unsupervised contact with anyone under 18. All of that because Jose Marie couldn't do his own dirty work, okay? Just because he doesn't have the wherewithal to go on the internet and Google his own penis pics. That's all this really boils down to, okay? The man wasn't even trying to sleep with the little boys. He was just asking for penis pics. He was wasting your money on Chinese food and alcohol, changing kids' grades for no reason, and all the guy was trying to do was look at penis pics. All you had to do was go online and Google teenage penis pics, and you wouldn't be in this kind of trouble. Please give Jose Maria the biggest hee-haw. Some sick people out here, man.
Que lástima.
Sick people. What's that mean?
That's a shame.
Oh.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today. Up next, Ask Ye, 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice, call her right now. Hit her up, and she has tons of penis pics, all right? It's the Breakfast Club.
She does.
What?
She had a Gmail called Pretty P Swag.
No, it's Pretty
D Swag.
There you go.
At Gmail.
It's the Breakfast Club. Come on. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. It's Ask Ye time. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Sherelle. I'm calling from Ohio.
Hey, Sherelle. What's your
What's up,
question for you?
Sherelle?
Hi, how you doing? Well, and that was a great segment. Great donkey of the day there, Mr. The God.
Thank you.
Gracias.
But speaking of penis,
What? I love you already.
okay, Miss Yee, just seriously, I'm well over 40, okay? I've got a great life. I've got grown kids. And my fiance, boyfriend, he is absolutely great. He's very great provider, great protector, courteous, manly man, you know, like a real football playing, ball scratching, you know, 100% dude, okay?
Okay.
He's white, all right? I'm black, he's white. He's not, you know, Gary Owen white. He's like, you know, Dan Aykroyd white. He's like extra white.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you for the distinction.
Extra.
I totally understand what you mean.
Yeah, there's a difference, right? So, okay, Ken, he's kind of a freak in the sack. That's the other reason why I really like him. And we've done all kinds of things.
Okay.
So, but recently he was like, okay, what do you think about a threesome? I'm like, well, you know, whatever. We're both very much grown. We can discuss it. I was like, all right, well, who did you have in mind? And he was like, well, I was thinking about my friend Chad.
Okay, so
Chad's a man?
he wants to have a threesome with you and another guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awkward. That's a little.
So what did you respond?
I just was kind of like, well, I don't play poker because I don't have the face for it. You know, I kind of have the face for radio, but I'll leave that alone. Yeah, my face, it was just written all over my face. I was just kind of like really, really stunned. You know, not that that it's bad to be gay, but...
So you think he's gay because of this?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well,
did you ask some questions about it?
Because it might not be for him.
No,
it might be for her.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that obviously you guys have a very open and experimental sexual relationship.
Yeah, we go there
right
often, you know, just about anywhere.
And it's just something that you guys haven't done before. So it could be that. It could be the taboo from it. It could be that they're not going to engage in anything with each other. Maybe he wants to watch you and another man. Or maybe he wants to please you.
What's that called? Cuckolding?
Cuckolding?
Yeah,
it's actually quite popular now. But with all that being said, if you have questions that you want to ask him, this is the greatest time to do it. You can ask him, have you ever had experiences with men before in the past? Have you asked him?
No.
You need to ask these questions. Ask him, is he attracted to other men? Or, like, what does he mean when he says a threesome? Is it going to be the two of them doing anything with each other? Or is it taking turns? Or is he going to watch while you're with another man? It could be a variety of things. So, right off the bat, you can't just assume that means he's gay. And the other thing I want to say is, if you're with it, go for it, and if you're not, don't. And that's how I feel about it in the bedroom. If you guys both are willing to do something, then there's nothing wrong with trying it. But if one person doesn't want to, then you can't do it.
And I really think that he'd respect that.
Right.
And I guess you're right, I do need to do a little bit more discovery. But just when he dropped a man's name, I was just like, oh.
It might be for you, Mom. He might want to watch another man, plow
It
down.
is weird that it's his own friend, though. Usually guys don't want to watch their... But,
never know.
What can I say? But, yeah, you got to ask those questions because you don't even know what this threesome is going to consist of. So just find out from him exactly what it is. And since you guys are so open with each other, you should be able to ask him anything.
What's a DP, right? Maybe he wants
double penetration?
Yeah, maybe he wants to do that.
Ow. Ow.
Do you guys do?
Keep in mind, envy is vicious.
I didn't make it 25 years for my walls to come crumbling down like that.
Do you guys do anal already?
Yeah.
All right, so it's a variety of things, but I think right now you just can't jump to any conclusions.
Have you ever touched his butt?
Like touched his butt, like butt cheek, or like
9.5 inch dildo.
Have you ever done pegging where you pegged him?
No.
What about fingers?
No, nothing like that. That's why I was kind of like shocked about the.
Okay, but again, he might not want to actually him and the man be together. So just ask those questions and let us know. We'd love to hear what happened.
Okay, because I'll call crying if he starts sword fighting in the middle of the thing.
No. Sherelle, you go have a good time.
Thank you for your advice. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.
Please, and record it if they start sword fighting in the middle. I love to watch a good game of bones.
What? That's what you want to watch? All right. Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. If you got a question for Yee, call her now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hey, Envy, what's up? This is anonymous. I'm gonna say this is anonymous.
Okay.
Okay, anonymous.
I want to keep it as a surprise. Good morning, Yee.
Hey.
Charlamagne, what's up? All right, so Yee, my question to you is, I want to know when is it like the right time to marry someone? Now, let me tell you my situation. I've been with this girl for about 4 or 5 years. When I met her, we were just friends. I was in a relationship. I ended up having a kid with this girl. I ended up getting out of the relationship I was in. It was kind of shaky. I ended up having another kid with the previous girl that I was with.
All right, so you have 2 kids by 2 different women now.
I got 3 baby mothers.
Okay.
All right, and I got about 4 kids. Well, about 15 kids.
What?
All right, so long story,
you have 4 kids or 15 kids?
I have 15 kids.
How do you have 15 kids?
I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
Now listen though. All right, so now with this girl, my last son's mother, I'm with her, and I think I want to marry her. Well, I kind of know I want to marry her because I see myself with her long term, but I'm kind of scared because all of my friends that get married, they get divorced. I know so many people that get married young and divorced.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 35.
You're not young, bro. That's around the age.
I never said I was young. I said I have a lot of younger friends who get married and they get divorced.
Well, usually the rate of divorce is lower the older that you get to, so you have a better chance. And you've been through a lot, so you kind of know what you want. You've been through what you don't want already, right?
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I was trying to get her a ring, but I just got approved for a apartment. So now I don't really have the money to. I got to take the money that I was going to surprise her with a ring with to now put her and my son in the house.
Okay.
To me, I think that's more important.
Yes, you have responsibilities, absolutely. So
Yeah.
handle that. So you're going to wait till you get enough money now after you get yourself settled in and you guys move in together and all of that before you get the ring.
Yeah, I think so. But
So what's the question?
My question is, all right, so Envy might be able to help. He's been happily married all this time. How did you know, Envy, that she was the one for you?
I mean, I've been with my wife since I was 16 and she was 15. So, I mean, just the way, you know, just she's my best friend, you know what I mean? Through thick and thin. Whether we have problems and now she always has my back. She's my rock.
But here's the thing. Let me ask you this. How does she get along with your other kids?
Great. She loves my other kids.
And that's...
None of my kids' mothers have any problems with any of them. Like, I take care of my kids, so it's never... None of them had a problem with each other.
I think that's awesome. Listen, sir, nobody can tell you when you're supposed to want to get married or how, but I feel like when you know, you know. If you feel like this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, then clearly that's the person that you want to get married. You don't have to think about how other people's relationships did or didn't work out. It's all about you.
Kind of scary, though. Kind of scary.
Of course it's scary. Of course it's scary, but you can't think like that. You got to think we're going to be together forever. Stop trying to anticipate getting divorced. Nobody wants that.
Right. Yeah. So I should just go on how I feel then, pretty much.
Yes, I think go on how you feel and make sure that you guys are still building. It sounds like you have a great relationship. So just try to make sure you maintain that and communicate.
All right. Well, thank you. Shout out to the Breakfast Club.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Good luck.
To you guys.
You do realize pessimism never won any battle. If you haven't even gotten married yet, but you already contemplating divorce, I don't think you should get married.
We got rumors on the way?
Yes, we are going to talk about Cardi B. All-Star Weekend is coming up, and we'll tell you about these extra precautions she has to take and why. Also, new music on the way confirmed. This is exciting yet again.
All right, keep it locked. Rumors on the way. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God, we are the Breakfast Club.
What's happening?
Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Kevin Hart.
Well, congratulations again to Kevin Hart. Fox has picked up Little Kev, which is an animated show that he has based on his comedy. He's going to be voicing that alongside Wanda Sykes, Keith Robertson, of course, Slink, and Deion Cole.
Dropping the clues bombs for Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart know what he's doing. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Speak to my guy Slink, too. I saw Slink yesterday, matter of fact. I'm going to be on his show, Man Cave, tonight on BET at 10:30.
All right, now Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares got a 1.47 million in streams the day after the Super Bowl. So congratulations to him for that. But in not so good news, Meek Mill and his legal team are in trouble. Now, if you remember, Meek Mill's lawyer went on with Angie Martinez and said this.
What we've said in our filings is she's assumed a role that goes beyond the judge's judicial function in getting involved in things like his management and all. It's just simply not appropriate, and she can't fairly preside over this case, which is why we sought recusal, a motion that she still to this day, 2.5 months later, hasn't responded to.
So what's the problem?
Now, Judge Janice Brinkley, who is the judge presiding over Meek Mill's case, has an attorney as well. And her attorney has this to say about these accusations.
He wasn't there, yet he gave all sorts of interviews saying the judge had this discussion, trying to coax Meek into switching managers. It didn't happen. He should fight these things in court and not have TV and newspaper publicity surrounding how bad the judge is. She's been smeared with lies. She's been approached by outside people to call her, try and get her to change her mind about what she's going to do, which is highly unethical. Yet she's the one being accused of doing unethical things.
Yeah, I always wondered that because when the attorney was making those allegations against the judge, I was saying I hope that he has evidence.
That he was there at least. But they're saying he wasn't even there.
In there, you still gotta have evidence, right?
But if you're there, you could say this is what I heard.
Yeah, true.
You know?
True.
All right, now Kevin Gates is ready to go ahead and go on the road. He has announced plans to hit the road next summer, and so he went and broke that news to his Instagram followers. We'll be excited to see that. And Big Sean is embarking on a new tour as well. That tour is the Unfriendly Reminder Tour that starts on April 12th. He's going to go to 31 different cities. It's going to end in LA on June 3rd. But one thing that he is doing is he's allowing his fans to curate his set list in each city. So you can go to the website, that's the letter U, BigSean.com, and you can help curate whatever songs you want to hear for his set list.
I mean, it sounds dope in theory, but I don't know if I would trust people because everybody got different songs that they like, but that don't mean everybody like that.
It might be a list of songs that he's gonna do regardless, and you can just pick if you want to hear that first, second, or third. He's just not gonna say, "Here's all my albums."
I hope not.
Nah. I'm sure he will do
Well,
that.
we'll see. All right, Cardi B, she has to go out to All-Star Weekend in LA, but as you know, people were mad about a post that she did. She put up a picture wearing a blue fur and said, "I hate wearing flute, but this coat was too poppin'." Well, she's gonna have to have all kinds of extra security. She has to do 3 clubs next weekend. They all are under the same ownership, and the sources are saying that everybody's preparing for their worst, as in some possible gang retaliation, anything happening. Hopefully nothing happens. Baron Davis told TMZ that she should be okay. She's not a gangbanger, but he said he doesn't know what could happen. Maybe the homegirls might press her. Now, the sources say club management held an emergency meeting yesterday to discuss how to handle it. She's getting $250,000 for the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night events, and they still plan on going, but they are taking these threats seriously, as you should. You can't never not pay attention.
And Cardi, don't be afraid to say my bad. All right, don't be afraid to say you apologize. It's okay. All right.
All right. Well, Cardi B has a new song coming with J-Lo, of course. J-Lo spoke to Latina.com, and she said, "I feel like you already know that I collaborated with Cardi B. I do have a record coming out with her. It's coming out soon. The name of the song is Dinero. I don't know what the video is going to be yet, but we'll see what we come up with."
Right. Cardi should, she might need to apologize, though.
Yeah, call the young ladies that are pissed off, get them on the phone.
You can't call all the young ladies that are pissed off in L.A.
The main ones. You know that the main ones who they are.
No, just do a public apology. You did something publicly that pissed everybody off and got these young ladies wanting to press you. So just do a public apology. Why not?
All right, and I just want to shout out to Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert. They have their show coming out soon on VH1.
Yes.
And they did put out a trailer for it yesterday. It looks cute. I'm definitely here to watch that.
Okay.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your Rumor Report.
All right, Miss Yee. Shout out to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice mix is up.